Hello and welcome to another Shadespire video, where today we're going to be unboxing the first of two of the new warbands, and this time it's the Sepulchral Guard, and being as it's the Death Rattle, or as we'd all know and love it, Skeletons and Undead, I thought I'd leave the Halloween bunter on the table for now. So it's a very little box, you know, that's my hand. I was expecting a little bit bigger, but honestly, a little concise box, what you're paying for, is fine. So we've got the steps to Shadespire, which is build your warband, construct your deck, then defeat your rivals. On the other side we just have art. And then on the back we have the contents, with containing the Sepulchral Guard warband and 60 unique cards. There's 7 fighters, 7 fighter cards, 29 specific upgrades for these guys, and 31 universal upgrades, ploys and objective cards, as well as just giving you a group shot of the entire warband and the leader. Now I did remove the sticker from the top purely because it was going to be a bother, and we open the box to see it is packed. So we get this little tray, that thick, and it is completely full. As you can see, there's 2 sprues, a little instruction manual, I think. Yep, instructions, and then 2 decks. So we get deck 2, which I'm assuming is going to be all the generic stuff, and then deck 1, which is going to be all the specific Sepulchral Guard one. So we'll take a look at them later. We've also got these 2 sprues of the Undead, again with textured bases, slots. So let's have a quick look at these. It is coloured plastic again, just like the Stormcast and Corn Bloodbound. They look pretty damn cool, however, really crisp, and a big step up from the generic Skeleton Warriors that you'd be using in your normal Age of Sigmar games. Textured bases, of course, and then we've got some awesome long bits of plastic here, the cape details, the warden. All in all, pretty cool kit, and they look like they'll live up to the rest of the standard to go together incredibly easily. So it's a very short unboxing part of this video, and I will jump back once I've put them together and opened the cards just to talk about what's in the pack. And here we have the fully built Sepulchral Guard. Now this did go together as advertised. It was really easy to build and took about 15 minutes in total, and that includes opening the cards, flicking through them, etc. I didn't use any glue. Really, the only issue I have with not using any glue is this guy's, if it focuses, this guy's wrist there doesn't really connect, but it does hold itself fine. So the first thing we'll do is we'll have a look at the models. So the first one, we're going to start with the warband leader. So we've got the Sepulchral Warden. Now he's got a spear, he's a very cool looking model. He's also the linchpin of the force because he can revive models, he can take a blow from an enemy, etc. Oh, and he can also make other skeletons move out of action. All in all, very good skills for a horde unit where you can only activate 4 models at once, at any one time. Sorry. Yeah, it's really cool details, really crisp, just awesome. The next one is the Champion, and he is the heavy hitter of the group, or one of the 2 anyway. He's got strong attacks that are accurate, do a decent amount of damage, and has cleave, meaning they ignore shields. Again though, very nice sculpt, a lot better, like I keep saying, than the generic Skeleton Warriors. They have a bit of board control in the form of the Prince of Dust, as his attacks have knockback, allowing you to knock enemy models away. Very dynamic, cool pose. We also have 3 petitioners, which are your basic grunts that you'll either use to hold objectives or just throw them at the enemy to make them waste activations. All 3 of these, though, look unique, and though they all share the same kind of style, they all look different as well, allowing you to really easily identify them on the table. And then the final petitioner is probably my favourite model in this set, and it's the one crawling out of his grave. And then finally we have the Harvester, who's another bit of crowd control, but in a form of his attacks hit everyone around him. There we go. I'm just going to talk very briefly about their stack cards. Yes, these are sleeved. I decided to pick up the card sleeves as well while I was at it. So this is their uninspired form. Now, the orange text box there, the fighter is returned to the battlefield, is their inspire condition. So once that has happened, you flip the card. Now, what is pretty standard across all the Sepulchral Guard is what the inspired form is. They all gain a square of speed and an attack dice. I'm also pretty sure that still applies to the... yeah. The only one who's different slightly is the Sepulchral Warden. He also gains damage, allowing him to put most guys down on the ground in one hit, other than the Stormcast or enemy leaders. So the 2 decks of cards. The first one, deck 1, was objectives, as well as the specific upgrade cards for each of the characters, as well as just undying. So we get things like frightening speed, allowing either the Harvester, Champion, or the Prince to gain +2 movement permanently. And then their objectives are things like Undead Swarm, which is all about skull is an end phase if each enemy fighter is adjacent to at least 2 friendly fighters. Or Battle Without End, if you've brought 2 friendly models back this turn, you gain a glory point. Second deck then was largely the generic ploys, generic ploys as well as the sepulchral ones, as well as and the generic upgrades. So, for the price you pay for this, you get a lot of content. You get upgrades for both these guys as well as your generic forces. For example, this Fortify objective I personally think is going to be amazing for the Stormcast, as well as... where's the card I'm looking for? One moment. Army of One is a really good card again for the Stormcast, because there's such a low number of models anyway, which they gain +1 defense dice, and all their attack actions have +1 dice. So essentially, an inspired Stormcast would have 3 defense dice if he was the last guy alive. And nobody's going to shift that very easily at all. So yeah, that's it for this box. It's good value for your money, and would highly recommend to anyone playing Shadespire, even if you didn't want to play the undead specifically, just for the cards you get contained, with potentially fobbing off the models further along, or keeping them around to introduce people to the game, just to play something differently. But that has been That Welsh Nerd. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and comment your thoughts below, and I will see you in the next one.